Hey YouTube, comic book community, Longbox Love Affair here. Long ago I did a video and it's been a long time, probably over a month since I've posted. I know I filmed a couple that I haven't posted yet and I don't know why. I just think I just keep on getting sidetracked. The holiday season was super busy. I had a bunch of travel for work, all good stuff, but alas. And then there's this whole thing in the YouTube community about COPA, and people are not doing videos anymore, or they're being super careful, and rightfully so. So I think for the time being, I'm gonna show off these books that I got from CGC and see how it goes. But this is a video not meant for kids. I'm gonna be making those channel settings pretty standard. Comic books for sure are my bag here. So, but definitely the adult comic book collector. So what I have here is my Baltimore Comic-Con CGC haul. This is my first part. There is another big box of Signature Series books that are back at the office that I just couldn't carry with me. But I got these two boxes. One came before Christmas. FedEx, fine. The other one was shipped right before Christmas, and it took over a week for them to deliver it. They tried it once when the office was closed, and then they didn't try it again until today. So it's a FedEx fail for this one and for the bigger box. Hopefully nothing's damaged. I do see that this is here in the box, but usually CGC cushions everything pretty nicely. So what I have in here is a Jim Lee private signing assortment of books that I sent, that I dropped off at CGC, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. And then I have my sketches. I think those are these two boxes here because of the size. And then the big box is a bunch of Signature Series stuff that I did myself. But before I get into that, I did have another delivery. I picked up this RBCC. It was a comic book magazine way back, I guess in the 70s and maybe early 80s. And it has a Mike Zeck back cover, actually. But I really bought it because I love anything Adam Warlock, especially this Strange Tales era. So you got the Magus, you got Gamora and Pip the Troll. It's just really cool. It's not Jim Starlin art, but it looks very similar to it. It's almost like someone tried to rip off his artwork. But I did a quick thumb through this magazine. It's actually in pretty decent condition for being as old as it is. It's kind of a hard stock cover, and it's just got interviews and other, a couple short stories, but also it has a bunch of people that are selling sets and comic books. And so if I really want to get depressed, I'll look at the price of comic books like Amazing Fantasy 15 in here and reminisce on how I should have bought those way back in the day, before I was even born. So just a cool book that came. It was sitting on my desk waiting for me to pick it up at work. So on with the haul. So Baltimore Comic-Con was mid-October, I believe, and these books didn't get logged into CGC for another 2 weeks after I dropped them off, so the first or second week in November. So these have been sitting there from early November until the very end of December when they get into my hands. So just under 2 months turnaround period, and more than that if you count them trying to log in the books in the system and being delayed there. But Baltimore Comic-Con is massive, so understandably that's the way it goes. So I don't know what is what, but I'm going to start with the smallest box first. I don't know the grade, and my disclaimer here is I did not press anything. I do like to press my comics if I think that they might need a little bit more TLC, but I didn't press them. I was down to the wire. The guy who I sent my books off to get pressed, he was really swamped, so it just didn't happen, and I procrastinated. So note to the wise to do that early. But I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to have signed, even up until the day of. So I just went with my gut, went with favorite books, and we'll go from there. But the sketch covers I never get pressed because I just think those are hard stock, and it's difficult to press those. So I can tell right now that these are the sketches, but they're backwards, so I can't see the sketches and I can't see the grades. I got 3 here. And I remember getting these done. I know what they are. I think they'll look pretty awesome, so I can't wait to see what they look like or what the grade is. Obviously, you hope for a 9.8, but there's a couple reasons why I think I might not get a 9.8 on at least one of these, so we'll see. So the first one, I think, is my black cover. Oop, almost dropped one. Okay, so you can see it's the Mark Teixeira. This is Ghost Rider. I think it's issue number 40. And I gave him the black cover. This is like the Midnight Massacre book. And he hedged a little bit. He wasn't quite sure he wanted to do this, which he was complaining about the black cover. He's like, I don't know if I can do that. And he made it sound like he had never done it on a black cover before. But then I remembered I saw examples online that he had done these before. So I don't know what he was playing at, but this might be, I'm going to think maybe a 9.6. I think I bought this in a bargain bin for $1 or $2. But I don't care. So let's see what it really is. 9.6. Okay. I got a little bit of grading skills. Let me itch it up to the light. It's got silver. He used silver or white paint, something like that. And what I love about it is he put ghost skulls in the eyeballs, if you notice that. So really rocking Mark Teixeira cover. He wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't on the list. I heard rumors that he was there from another dealer, and I was like, I need to find that. He wasn't even on my list, my list for sketches, because he wasn't supposed to be there. But I happened to have this book. I don't know why I had this book. Oh, I had it because Clayton Crane was there, and I was going to try to get a sketch from him. And instead, this was my plan B, and I much prefer this, to be quite honest. You see a lot of Clayton Crane sketches out there. They're beautiful. I love his art. But this is pretty amazing. So I love that metallic paint. Really cool stuff. It does have a couple of spine indents. So 9.6 I'm pretty happy with. So that's exciting. Let's see what else. Okay, this is my Brandon Peterson watercolors of Cyclops. Now, this may not get a 9.8. The book was really great condition, but the watercolors kind of warp the cover a little bit, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. So let's see. It's a 9.8. Okay, yes. I paid a little bit for this book because anytime I can find an artist that's going to color their art themselves, I was like, might as well. It's a worthy investment. It's better than me hunting down a colorist. Not that I color my art that I get on sketch covers, but sometimes it's nice. And his stuff is super sweet. Look at that. I told him, I was like, I want Cyclops in his classic X Factor costume with a blazing visor. So I don't think I have any Cyclops art. And his artwork, I'm not a huge fan of Brandon Peterson. I like his work. But when I saw he was there, apparently he doesn't take a lot of commissions. And so, as you can see, the amount of detail he put into this was pretty amazing. So I decided, what the hell, I'll get on his list, and I couldn't be happier with that result. So that was the last pickup of the day, the last day of the con. I was waiting for him to be done. So cool, Extraordinary X-Men blank cover that I've just had waiting to... for this sketch. Last but not least, I forget what it is. And I think it was the first book I had done. Let me take the paperwork out of here. And what is it? Oh, okay. It's the first one I had done. It was Rick Leonardi, Havoc, on an X-Men cover. And I like that the logo is at the bottom here. This should be a 9.8. It is. Good. All right. There's faith yet. I've been 3 for 3 on this. So I reached out to Rick Leonardi, and he has a web address, and I reached out to him directly there, and he emailed me. And I said, I want to get a sketch. Is it worth me sending the blank cover to you to do while you're home, or should I just see you at the con? And he didn't get back to me until a couple days before the con, and he's like, just come to the con. And so I got there. I reminded him who I was, and he's like, oh, it's good that you're here. Look what I did. And he pulled out an 11 by 17 piece of art that he drew of Havoc. And I said to him, I think that's great. Did you do that for me? Because I really wanted it on a sketch cover. And I think he did do it for me. He didn't explicitly say that, but he did. But he did pull this together. He did this for me. I couldn't be happier with the result. I do love Havoc sketch covers. And I have a couple of them. I have one from Ed McGuinness, one of my first sketch cover I ever got. So to get this Rick Leonardi X-Men, a lot of people get the Spider-Man 2099. I was like, no, I didn't really love that character. And he didn't do much X-Men, but he did enough that I was like, let's see him on X-Men and do a Havoc. So I said Cyclops or Havoc, but I was really hoping for this one. And I love the blurbs around it. So awesome sketch covers. So pretty happy with those. I actually couldn't be happier with those. So onward to this next box, which I think is my Jim Lee signature series stuff. And so just a note about this. So Jim Lee was doing a private signing. So if you wanted anything done CGC, you had to do it through, or anything witnessed by CGC, you had to do it through their private signing. And so basically what that meant was you drop off your books to CGC before the end of the con, or there was a deadline. I think it was Saturday of the con because he was going to sign them on Sunday. And then you pay CGC his signing fee, which was $50, plus you pay whatever you owe CGC to get it slabbed. And they take care of it. You don't stand in line, you don't meet him, you don't do any of that. And to be quite honest, I've already met him a couple times in intimate settings, so I'm okay with that. That's fine. And so you just don't know, though. You're hoping that he signed it. You don't have a say in color ink or anything of that sort. And not that you always do with artists, but yeah. So these are the Jim Lee ones. I can already tell, but they're upside down, which I appreciate. So I'm excited to see what I got here. There's a couple of books, including 2 Omega Red first appearances that I really am excited to see the grade on. I think CGC undercharged me here because after I left the booth, I was thinking, wait, I only paid this much. And I think I got a free Jim Lee signature in this batch. So if my calculations are correct. But hey, they all came back. Let's see if he actually signed them all or if he was like, hey, you only gave me 4, money worth 4, not 5. So there's 5 books here. So let's see what we got. Really gunning for a 9.8, by the way, because I don't have a 9.8 Jim Lee signature. I have 2 remarks on the Gatefold X-Men #1 cover, and each of those came back 9.6. So let's see. So this one is the Torpedo Comics variant. Okay, Jim Lee did sign it. Great. That's a bonus. I have not opened this book, so let's hope it's a 9.8. It is! All right, fabulous. This was a Torpedo Comics exclusive, and it was the Detective Comics 1000. I love a sketch cover, a Jim Lee cover even better. Just see all of his lines there. He's got that super cool signature. It looks like the book, because of its glossy nature, had a little bit of it had a hard time setting. They did not smear it, which is amazing. But it does look like it did start to pearl up a little bit as he signatured. So that's a note to self on any of those glossy covers to just be careful with those, and maybe a different kind of marker is necessary. But again, I didn't have a choice. This is what came my way. So 9.8. That's probably my first Jim Lee 9.8. So I have also a couple of CBCS books that I got when I met him the first time. All right, next. I think the grade may have flashed across the screen, but I don't even know what it said. All right, so this is a newsstand, X-Men #1. Looks like he signed in gold. This was in amazing condition, so I think it might be a 9.6. I'm hoping for a 9.8. That would be amazing, but it's probably too much to ask for. And it's... Oh. Are you kidding me? I have to whisper this. Are you kidding me? A 9.8 newsstand signed? I'm not sure just what happened there. I think I was so floored that the video changed to photo and it just disappeared. So hopefully you got the reaction there, but like, what the heck? Newsstand, signed, 9.8, like, I can't believe this. This book, not this particular one, but my original one, was my first X-Men comic ever. This cover as well. I picked it up, Magneto. I was like, I used to have the action figure as a kid, didn't know who Magneto was. Played with him in the tub when I was like 3. One of the Secret Wars ones. Him and Doctor Doom and whatever. But X-Men #1, Magneto, Jim Lee's artwork, that's where I came from. So to get this in a 9.8, I can't even believe it. And there's no Newton rings. Ha! Nothing. It is beautiful. And the signature is gold. You can actually see it. Oh, that's amazing. That's exciting to me. All right, I think you might have seen it, but I don't know what it says. I'm just too excited. All right, my first Omega Red. It's a newsstand. Did he sign it there? He signed in the logo, and it is a 9.4. Can't win them all. This is a newsstand. I knew it did have a spine indent there. Yeah, like I've been collecting the newsstand stuff, and this one especially, 9.4. And I think the other one I have in this batch is a direct edition. But first appearance of Omega Red, killer Wolverine cover. I remember trading this book with a kid in the backyard, my neighbor, and then bought it again because I was sad I traded it. Trader's remorse. I am surprised it got a 9.4 because it only really has one spine indent. Who knows? But awesome Jim Lee signed cover, and he signed it right up here in black. Let's see what else. This is my other one. All right. Let's hope for more than a 9.4 this time. This is the direct edition. He signed it up there. 9.8. Yes. Yes. This is good. 9.8 Omega Red. Look at that. Like Gambit, Wolverine, looking so savage. I want to get a tattoo sometime. It's either Wolverine or Cyclops, so we'll see. Sidebar. But 9.8 signed by Jim Lee up there. That's really sweet. And like I said, these have not been pressed. So to get a 9.8 in these books, I'm really psyched about. I didn't have high expectations, but I had high hopes. And I forget what my last book is. It's the last one. Let me take it out to the paperwork. What is this book? I forget which one is... Oh, this is... Do you know what it is? Spawn 150. Cool Jim Lee's signature. He did the cover here. I've had this book forever. Love this artwork. And it came back 9.6. Okay. All right. Not bad. Not bad. I sold off most of my Spawn collection, but this book I couldn't sell. Something about it I wanted to keep it. I'm a big Jim Lee collector, so I think I'm just going to keep the Jim Lee. He did sign... The gold looks really nice in that. Really, really super cool. super cool. So the highlight for me is not the Omega Red 9.8, but like I showed earlier, the X-Men 1 9.8. The newsstand. That is cool. I do keep my eye out for them. They're hard to find. Not impossible, but hard to find, and I've seen them in ratty condition. I probably will eventually want to sell this one off. I'm not sure if I'll want to do it now or later, but I'm going to sit on that a little bit. But it's just, you know, it's probably my least favorite. I do have a bunch of DC comics signed by him. I had so many Jim Lee options. I just wasn't quite sure what I wanted to have signed. And then of the sketches, I mean, the Rick Leonardi is cool, but I have to say the Brandon Peterson and the Ghost Rider metallic ass there. I don't know why I just said that. Tourette's. That's pretty good. So that's part one of my CGC haul. I will be doing another video as soon as I get my next batch, which is waiting for me to pick up. So that's just moments away, and that's about 13 books. A lot of it is Simonson and Clayton Crane. Maybe there might have been another one in there. Mike Manley. I got one. So we'll see. I went kind of crazy with those, but these I was really excited about. And I've been biting my nails trying to figure out what would happen with those Jim Lee books. So glad they got here safe. Thank you for indulging me. Hope you enjoyed the haul. I know I did. This was a really cool one for me. It's well worth the wait. And yeah, hope everyone's well. And I'll talk to you again soon. All right, later. Bye-bye.